I don't think King City is the best place for us to be playing international cricket, but the goal and the key right now, like my focus, is to do everything I can to help Canada to get back ODI status, because I was on the tour where we lost ODI status. So I feel guilty.
He's been playing for so long, but his passion never ends. And he loves kids too, so he always wanted to give back to the community, and that's what the kids are noticing too. They have a fun time with him, which makes them relax, and that will make them do better because they're not in pressure. They're feeling good.
We don't have maybe the best infrastructure here, and then most of us are all full-time. We work full-time, and then we play cricket part-time.
But when I first joined my club in 2017, I didn't really like cricket. Like, my brother joined, that's why I joined. I just came just because I had to. I never really liked it. But I started to like it. Coach got me to like the game. Now I love cricket.
Talent has always been here since I've been playing for Canada. We've always, on paper, had the best associate team, but just the results weren't forthcoming. But having the new coach, Pupudu, he's helping us. Like, I bowl 140, 150, so my goal is if I can get 6 guys bowling 140 plus in Canada.
Hello everyone, Adris Malik here, and we are covering the Canadian cricket team, and today I am with Jeremy Gordon. He is a key bowler of a Canadian national cricket team, and from last 10 to 12 years he is representing Canadian national cricket team. Recently the Canadian cricket team came back from a tour of UAE and Oman and played very nicely, and after that to the Malaysia, and now they are preparing for the preparation tour of the qualifying round, which will be played in Namibia. But before that, Canadian cricket team is going for a preparation tour in Sri Lanka. So we will talk about all these things and the stuff, what are the achievements Jeremy have and what are their plans. Jeremy, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I will ask, like, from 10 to 12 years you are like in a Canadian national team,
Yes.
and you are playing. So are you think like how was your journey, and are you satisfied with your performances?
Like you said, thank you. I've been playing, like you said, for over a decade. The journey has been quite interesting because when I started, Canada had ODI, so we played ODI cricket initially. We lost ODI cricket, which is a huge loss because we didn't play a lot of international tournaments and stuff. We weren't coming here. We weren't traveling to play against the higher associate teams, and we're still fighting at this point to get back ODI status, and I think we're very close now. So basically, all the preparation we're doing right now is in preparation to achieve that goal, which is the first to get ODI status, and then to do well in the upcoming tournament to further qualify for the World Cup this year in India.
Jeremy, if I ask you, because you are a part of this team, the development, ups and downs and everything you have learned, what was the thing behind this? Like, Canada lost the ODI status and now again struggling for that.
Yeah. Honestly, I can probably say maybe infrastructure. We don't have maybe the best infrastructure here, and then most of us are all full-time. We work full-time, and then we play cricket part-time, so that obviously affects us because we're training once, sometime maybe 2 times per week, as opposed to other nations that are training every day, and they are contracted. So a lot of us aren't contracted. So having said that, us achieving the ODI status can actually put us in a position where we're now contracted, so we can actually train more, we can play more, and actually lift our game and be more consistent with our performances. So I think really and truly, losing the ODI status took a big hit on us from a playing perspective, exposure perspective, and also, you know, being able to compete at a high level. But we have the talent. The talent has always been here since I've been playing for Canada. We've always, on paper, had the best associate team, but just the results weren't forthcoming. But having the new coach, Pupudu, he's helping us to actually fulfill that potential, like to unlock that potential we all have, so we can now be more consistent with our performances.
When I checked your performance table, in the recent performances, you are going good, but you are in 36.
Yeah, that's
So, so what do you say? Like,
Yeah.
how much more cricket do you have?
Honestly, I'm plant-based vegan, so I can potentially play until I'm 40. So it really depends on like myself and the country. Um, but I feel like I want to transition, meaning like I want to get to a point where I play less 50 over cricket and have the younger guys play 50 overs. I'll play T20 cricket. So we're probably going to go through a transition at some point. But the goal and the key right now, like my focus, is to do everything I can to help Canada to get back ODI status, because I was on the tour where we lost ODI status. So I feel guilty in a way. So like it's my duty right now to help the country get back where it should be, which is playing ODI cricket and also competing and dominating at that level.
This is, I can say, the nationalism that he said that he has guilty in his like heart that he was the part of team when they lost the ODI status, but now he has a very much committed to get it back again. Jeremy, now the Sri Lankan tour. So, do you think the difference of weather from winter to go to the tropical, how it will help to prepare for the Namibia?
Oh, it's great. It's obviously being in Canada right now, winter, we're all hibernating. We do train indoors, but it's not the same as playing outdoors. So going to Sri Lanka, where the conditions are quite similar to what we're going to be facing in Namibia is key. But also, I think what's more important, the fact that we're playing higher level players. So probably play against the Sri Lankan A team maybe, and maybe some of the stronger the more stronger players, which will help our game. So we're playing against better players. So when we go to the tournament, having played competitive cricket, it'll help us. That's the way I see it. And in terms of like, we're there for like a month too, so a lot of training, a lot of outdoor training and stuff like that, getting climatized. Because again, most of our boys right now are in the winter state, so it'll be very, very good, very good.
So, Jeremy, like there is a transition in the team captaincy as well.
Yes.
Before that, like I don't want to mention the captain, he's out. But Saad bin Zafar is now captaining.
Yeah.
So what is the difference, the captaincy of both of the person?
They're both great captains, like both great leaders, to be honest. I think what Saad brings to the team is his passion. So like Saad is a very, very, very passionate cricketer on and off the field, and I think because he's so passionate, we all kind of buy into. We kind of feed off of his energy, so it really helps us in that way. So Navi is a bit more laid back. So Saad is more, more like, again, like I said, passionate, more outgoing in a way. So, and I think that kind of helps the team more. It like lifts the morale, helps the energy levels to be up at all time, and he's always constantly behind us to keep lifting our games to get better. So I think, they're both good captains, to be honest, but I think like Saad's on a good streak as well too. So.
Jeremy, the three of the main, the bowlers, the parts of the team is not in this like in your training camp.
Yeah.
Is it affecting something? Like, what do you say?
Actually, no. Like, for instance, I think I'm talking about Kaleem Sana. Right now, we see he's in Pakistan right now. So he's in Pakistan training right now. So the guys that are in BC or the guys that are not in Toronto, they have their own training schedules. They're working with different coaches and whatnot. So like everyone's getting well trained and well seasoned for our campaign. So everyone's getting, if you're not here, like there's a strict plan and a schedule and everyone needs to follow. So whether you're in Toronto or not. So I don't think it actually affects us in any way.
Okay, Jeremy, like most of the the fast bowlers in the Canadian cricket team, they have like belongings, the roots to the West Indian, like I can say the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a factor, the special factor that can flourish and that can help to Canada cricket team?
In terms of fast bowls, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. I feel like in my case, it does help because me coming from Guyana, I played first class. I played like a high level there and coming here. So I think it definitely helps. I was able to lend my experience and then my expertise and based on like the coaching I received and the different things I received over the years of training program. I'm able to now lend that here and able to help like young fast bowlers achieve their highest potential and become the best version of themselves actually.
If I ask you, like, if you can share any memory when you were playing first class in Guyana,
Yeah.
like, like I know many of the players Guyana, they are representing West Indian cricket team. They have a good name in the cricket history. So can you remember anything?
I remember lots of things. So like for me, it was special for me. I got to play with a lot of my idols. So I remember probably the guys I'm coaching now when I was like 12 or 13. I used to watch Ramnur Rasalwan, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, Rayon King, Neil McGarrell, Mahendra Nagamutu play for Guyana and do great things. And I always wonder and hope and wish and pray that one day I will play for them. And I fulfilled that dream. I played for Guyana with Rayon King, Ramnur Rasalwan, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, Neil McGarrell, Mahendra Nagamutu, and the way they helped me in terms of getting to my full potential. So I made a team when I was 17. So at 17, I was the fastest in the country. I was bowling like 95 miles plus per hour. So they were able to help me to become the Jeremy people see today in terms of being more refined, in terms of my control and my consistency. Like those guys helped me because they played for West Indies and obviously they were quite successful. So they were able to really guide, like I said, and mold me. And I'm just looking to do the same here in Canada because I'm 36 now, so I'm looking to play that mentoring role for fast bowlers.
Jeremy, if I ask you about the T20 leagues, everywhere leagues are going on, and from last 3 years because of pandemic, there is no after first edition in Canada. So is there any wish like you be part of Pakistan Super League, Big Bash or anything?
I have many hopes, man. I really hope to be a part of all the leagues. So PSL, IPL, Big Bash, CPL, the league that happened recently in the UAE, the TT20, Sri Lanka Premier League, Bangladesh. Like I have really high hopes, and that's why I mentioned the way I see it, my goal again is help Canada get ODI status, and from that point on, we'll just take it tour by tour. But the goal is for me to play a bit of franchise cricket, and again help mold the up and coming generation of fast bowlers.
So if I ask you the current season 2023 of Pakistan Super League, which is right now going on, so which team and which players do you like?
Shaheen Afridi, that's my favorite. Team per se, I like Karachi. So players Shaheen, Nasir Shah, Haris Ralph. I'm biased because I'm a fast bowler, so I like all the fast bowlers. There's actually a new up and coming fast bowler. I don't know his name. He got a 5-4 in debut. I don't know his name, but he's really good. I think it's Salmullah. Yes, I think he's I think he bowls like 150.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm always looking at the new up and coming fast bowlers because again, I'm biased and I love fast bowlers. So
if I asked you is there any chance for you Lahore Qalandars developed for you that you came there? So how you you wanna be with Shaheen?
I would love to be a part. I love to be a part because I think I have a lot to contribute. I think I am good enough to actually compete and do well at that level. So if the opportunity comes, I'm ready. I've been ready for a while. So if it comes, I'm here.
Okay, now come to the point to the academy, because Jeremy is running a cricket academy in Canada, and he is coaching young kids, and these folks are getting a lot of things from Jeremy. Jeremy, how is going? What was the idea in your mind to running this academy, and how you are running it now?
Yeah, so the idea started in 2021. I got drafted to play for minor league for Philadelphia, and part of the reason they drafted me, they wanted me to coach. I had no background or no interest in coaching, but they said that they wanted me to help develop fast bowlers, and that was part of the deal in the contract. And as I was there and I started to coach some of the youngsters, I developed a love, just seeing guys improve and getting faster, and how happy they were. It excites me. So came back, me and one of my friends decided that we're actually going to start the academy, and we started the academy, and it's going pretty well. So I probably worked with 60 to 70 kids overall. I started with group sessions initially, but then I realized one-on-one is probably more ideal because I can actually spend more time with the person to actually analyze their action and really help them to develop their skills, as opposed to in a group scenario. I feel like I can't spend enough time with every person, and I can't give them the attention that they require, right? So the goal basically looking at it, I don't see a lot of guys coming behind me that can bowl 140 plus. So like I bowl 140, 150. So my goal is if I can get 6 guys bowling 140 plus in Canada, I think my job is done. And I'll actually leave Canada in a better state than I've actually reached it. So that's the goal. Is to basically leave Canada in a better state than I've actually come into it. So there wasn't too many guys bowling 140 plus when I came in, and hopefully I want to get some guys bowling 140 plus when I leave.
Okay, Jeremy, if I ask you one of the biggest solution for the Canadian cricket team in terms of cooperation from the government, administration, what is in your mind that this can solve the problem?
It's a solution. Well, I mean, funding is key. Funding and sponsorship. Like we're in need of sponsorship. Like that's something I think will do greatly for us. And then infrastructure. I don't think King City is the best place for us to be playing international cricket. I think there are better grounds in like Brampton and Mississauga, like turf wickets, that really should be looked at for actual international cricket. Because, like I said, it's highly likely that we're going to get ODI status, so which means cricket will come back to Canada. And I don't think it should be played at King City, in my personal opinion. So my thing is should be looking at, again, Brampton, Mississauga, and getting more funding, more people involved. In terms of the grassroots level, like once that funding comes into play, the grassroots level needs to be fixed. In my mind, cricket needs to be moved to a more franchise-based system, like a metropolitan city. So like Toronto has its team from like an under 15 to like let's say senior, and it's like the same, let's say, franchise. You have a coach, fitness trainer, nutritionist, like working with the team. So you do the same for Mississauga, Brampton, Richmond Hill. Like, so what I'm saying, like you just do like a metropolitan franchise system, and I think by just doing that, obviously, you know, with it takes funding, right? With the funding, I think that will actually drive the game forward.
The funding is very important, and the finance is a key to flourish.
Yeah.
So if I ask like what sort of difficulties you face in terms of finance while you are playing cricket?
Well, I mean, I work full time, so and we're not on contract right now. So a lot of times when I go play, like you know, like I use vacation. If I don't have vacation, essentially, you know, when I play, I'm not necessarily making, you know, much because we're not on contract, right? So I do take a financial hit, and obviously, you know, I'm 36, I have a family, so like I do take that hit. But again, I do it for the love, and I love playing the game. I enjoy playing for my country, and again, the goal right now again is this ODI status, because then that'll bring a bit of funding to us, like to myself personally, then to the country, and that'll actually give us more exposure to play better quality cricket against better opponents.
So your fans want to know about this thing, like as you said that you are on contract and not play. So what sort of work you do, like other than cricket?
Oh, I work in IT, so I'm a network engineer. I've been working in IT for over a decade. So I'm one of the, well, the couple of us in the team that are outside of cricket, we have other professions. So yes, I'm a network engineer. I work for Scotiabank. I've been working with Scotiabank since 2015, but in IT as a whole for over a decade.
All right, so you mean to say if there is a like franchise model in a GTA and Ontario and other parts of the Canada, it will help to like better cricket in Canada. And if there is like, I will ask, is there an like other than turf, I'm talking about the clay and the grassy ground, do you think is there any requisition need to, like there is intention from the city government that they have to offer you?
I mean, it would be nice to get cooperation from the governments as well. I mean, again, cricket we know is not the most popular sport in Canada, right? But just to getting some of the MPs and some of the, you know, the local municipal governments on our side in terms of, again, facilities, grounds, even getting like proper, like I know some of the grounds are owned by the city, but then the city are the ones who maintain the ground, and they're not, most of them are not cricket savvy. So if they can maybe hire like people with cricket background, someone to, like, you know, in terms of ground maintenance and stuff like that, I think will actually help. And even funding wise, if they can allocate funding again to cricket, because I mean funding is allocated to all different types of sports in Canada, and cricket is way down on the list. So if they can somewhat prioritize cricket, but I think it really starts with us getting ODI status, because once we get ODI status, then we can actually make a case for ourselves saying we are now an international team playing international cricket. We need funding. So I think once that's achieved, then we can actually make those demands, if that makes sense.
Okay, this season is it's my last question. GT20 is coming back.
Yes, I heard.
So are you ready? And what are the schedule-wise, your meetings and everything, PR? How is going on?
I mean, I am ready in terms of meetings and PR. I have no idea. All I heard is a possibility that it'll be played this year, and I'm excited. So I'm excited. For me, playing the last 2 seasons definitely helped my game, and it was good exposure. Just to basically for me to see, and just the world to see that we here in Canada, we're just as talented as the guys around the world. And we can actually rub shoulders, and we can compete at that level with international superstars. So for me, it's key, not just for myself, but just other Canadian players and then up-and-coming players, just to see they're able to interact with some of the international players and seeing their fellow Canadian players play with those guys and also do well, like compete and do well.
Thank you very much, Jeremy, for being with me. So this one is a special part for a CL24 Toronto cricket coverage. So I will give you more and more in upcoming days. So keep posting us and keep subscribe our channel and watch on the social medias. I will bring more and more from the Canadian cricket team. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.